emergency care for all patients superseded state laws banning abortion. The guidance provided some cover for healthcare providers, especially in states like Texas, where they face life in prison if found guilty of violating a near total ban on abortion. The White House said the guidance does not reflect the policy of the Trump administration. Abortion rights groups accuse Trump of walking back on promises to not interfere with abortion policy.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
From the studios of Extreme Sports in Hastings, Nebraska, we present Huddle Up, a great way to start your day with all the news, weather, and sports you need, interesting interviews, and friendly conversation from two guys that go together like Scooby and Shaggy, Mike Will and Tyson Havronic.
Well, good morning, everyone. It's time for another edition of Huddle Up here on Extreme Sports. Welcome to a Thursday, the 5th day of June for 2025. Mike Will and Tyson Havronic ready to start your day the right way with all of your news, weather, and sports that you need to get out the door here this morning. Going to be talking more about the NCAA baseball tournament. The Super Regionals get underway tomorrow. 4 Super Regionals get started tomorrow, the other 4 on Saturday. The 8 winners advance to the College World Series in Omaha beginning on June 13th. The NCAA Softball Championship Series is underway. Texas taking game number 1 last night. Game 2 is scheduled for tonight at 7 on ESPN. 2 Nebraska baseball players have entered the transfer portal. We'll tell you about that coming up. The 2025 Hastings College football schedule has been announced as the Broncos will open up their season on August the 30th at Crete against the Doane University Tigers. That'll be their only night game this season. We'll take a peek at this year's schedule. Nebraska Kearney men's basketball coach Marty Levinson has signed 3 players for next season, and some exciting Legion baseball to tell you about here this morning. Plus the NBA and NHL playoffs continue. All that and more is coming up for you as you wake up and get going here with Mike and Tyson on Huddle Up Extreme Sports. Have you got your coffee in hand?
Coffee is in hand. We're ready to roll here on a Thursday show. Got mentioned Sodbusters, Nebraska prospects tonight over at Duncan Field, but did want to start off with this nugget of baseball news. Major League Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred has announced plans to propose the implementation of the automatic balls and strikes challenge system at the big league level, aiming for this introduction in the 2026 season, obviously being tested in the minors, and they brought it up for spring training, but this is going to be on the table, if you will, for meetings with players, with the umpires union. They're throwing the ABS system on the table, and if you've been watching baseball lately, it's, I think, with a lot of the integrated technology that we've seen in the game, fans are clearly able to tell when these home plate umpires are just flat getting it wrong. We have umpire scorecards now that we're able to keep track of balls and strikes accuracy, and it is at its lowest point since we've been able to track this in the K-Zone era. At its lowest point in terms of accurately called games, and I think this is something that we're going to see and make that game just a little bit better. So,
I haven't seen this system at work. Is there actually a home plate umpire? He's just not calling balls and strikes, or
he's it's a home plate umpire who's calling balls and strikes, and then if a pitcher or batter feels that call is incorrect, just a quick tap of the helmet or tap on the cap, and then they send that technology to the umpire's wristwatch, like in a very quick fashion. He's able to take a look whether it was in or out. If you've seen the tennis ins and outs rules, when they zoom in and they determine whether that ball got on the line, whether that ball got in the strike zone, it's the same thing. And so they'll take a look at the wristwatch, it zooms in, and then they say, okay, call stands, call's overturned, and they continue pretty quickly.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he's still going to be calling balls and strikes, but if you want to gripe about it, you just touch the top of your helmet, and the automatic replay comes down, and they rule right there.
Yeah.
Is that going to slow down the game or have no effect on the game?
Well, it's going to be if the home plate umpire is wrong a lot, it'll slow down the game. And at that point, you have a conversation on why are you a home plate umpire? The idea is that you only get so many challenges. I think 2 to get wrong. And so if you tap your cap because there's a ball in the corner that you think that you got in there, and you end up as the pitcher just being wrong, then you lose the challenge. So you still got to kind of carefully implement how you want to utilize that, and there's not going to be near as much time for the dugouts to hold up play and wait to see if they want to review on a bang bang play from first to third. So you've got to be pretty sure that it was a strike or it was a ball.
So you only get 2 challenges in 9 innings? Mm-hmm. Who's going to keep track of all that? I can see some. I like this system, but I can see some problems with it.
Mm-hmm.
I can see some definite problems with it.
The idea is that this has already been tested and it's working at the minor league level. It has not slowed down the game to the point where, when they have their pace of play rules, they always implement them in minor league baseball to make sure the game times are not wildly fluctuating between the minor leagues and the major leagues, and that the games are kind of still on pace. And so the fact that this has been tested and has proved effective at the minor league level gives me all the confidence in the world that there's not going to be problems with this. So
yeah, because the last several years we've had several measures to speed up the game of Major League Baseball because it's entirely too long, and that's been effective. And now we're going to implement a system that could slow the game back down again.
But all systems to make this the best game possible. When you're sitting there as a fan watching, 15% at times of calls that are just blatantly wrong because of the new technology, because we're able to see that the calls are wrong, that's not good for the game either. Wild inaccuracy is just as much, and if not more. Wild inaccuracy is more of a concern for Major League Baseball than pace of play and losing fans because of a challenge system. You want to make sure it's right.
How are we going to boo the umpire all the time then?
Yeah, that's the worst part.
Yeah, we can't boo the umpire. Can't get on. Come on, Blue. Get in the game. Come on. You watching the same game?
Well, Aaron Boone will still find a way to argue and probably get tossed, even with the automatic balls and challenge strike system. I can still find a way for Booney to get tossed from a game.
I guess I would like to have a system that it calls everything. Instead of an umpire back there, just have a machine go, ball 1, ball 2, strike 1, and just let him back there. Just have I don't know if you have a machine or, I don't even think you need a home plate umpire.
No, we keep the home plate umpire. Just have the quick ABS system. The umpires union would never go for that.
Well, you probably have to have umpires out on the bases.
Yeah, and so if you want to have umpires on the bases, the umpires union says we're going to have an umpire behind home plate too.
All right, just don't let him call. Just don't let him call balls and strikes.
Nah, I like the system. Let's see how the system works, and then if we need to make improvements to it, or
like I said, I see some problems with it. I don't think it's going to. So it's going to be brought up at the 2026 meetings, or
yes,
what'd you say? Yeah, so I could see some problems with it, but who knows? They could work through those. Like they're already doing it at the minor leagues, you say?
Yes.
So they probably come up with a great plan. They're going to use it for football this year. A new way of determining on whether or not guys pick up first downs or not. So. Mm-hmm. It's making its way into all the sports. You mentioned tennis. now football, baseball.
Soccer's got an ABS system.
Yep, soccer's got it. So, all right. Weigh in if you'd like. That's maybe a good topic to weigh in. You baseball gurus that are in the show lobby here this morning. I know we got a lot of baseball-minded people. If you want to weigh in on Tyson's topic, give us a call. 402-834-1330. 402-834-1330. If you'd like to chime in on these social media sites, you can do that as well. Speaking of baseball, those Colorado Rockies, all of a sudden, they have caught fire. They beat the Miami Marlins again last night, 3-2 to complete a sweep in their first series win of the season. They sweep the Marlins, 3-game series. It's their first series sweep since September of 2024.
Don't call it a comeback. They have not technically been mathematically eliminated from anything. They can go on a tear here.
They're 9-50 now in the season.
They got a lot of digging to do still. But good for the Rockies. Good to pick one up. And in a season of so much losing, just for the clubhouse to be able to just breathe a little bit easier.
Actually, it's their first 3-game sweep since they beat San Diego in May of 2024.
They haven't had a sweep since May
of 2000. Yeah, May of 2024.
Good for the announce crew. That's brutal to follow a baseball team around all season long. Have to just watch all kinds of bad baseball. So for the broadcast crew to get a sweep.
9-50. God.
That's brutal.
It's going to take him forever to crawl out of that hole. On the other side of things, Isaac Collins belted a 3-run homer last night as the Milwaukee Brewers won their 12th consecutive series against the Cincinnati Reds. They picked up a 9-1 win last night. Milwaukee is now 42-16 against the Reds in their last 58 games with 12 consecutive series wins. Yeah. Some teams are just matched up with other teams better. And Milwaukee evidently has Cincinnati's number. They've won 12 consecutive series against the Reds. They won last night 9-1.
Brewers, last 10 games? I think they're like 9-1 in their last 10 or 8-2 in their last 10. They had an 8-game winning streak. That got snapped by the Reds last night. Brewers able to pick up the rubber match in the series. I think they're like 9-1 in their last 10 games. Really playing a very impressive ball, trying to get back into that central race with the Cards and with the Cubbies. So that'd be fun. That'd be tied at the top. We should have plenty of drama in the NL Central.
St. Louis, Kansas City postponed last night because of rain.
Doubleheader
today at St. Louis. They're having bad weather down that way again.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see if that game goes off today. So there's some notes in Major League Baseball to talk about here this morning. A lot going on in the local scene as well. We got this just before I went on this morning. Caden Brumbaugh, the outfielder for the Huskers, he has entered the transfer portal. I got that just a few minutes before we went on. Brumbaugh appeared in 61 games for the Huskers this year at a .309 batting average. In addition to Brumbaugh, outfielder Cale Frost has also entered the transfer portal. He transferred to Nebraska from South Dakota State, where he earned Summit League Player of the Year honors in 2024. So the baseball season is over, and now, just like football, you're going to see some guys that decide to move into the transfer portal. And Caden Brumbaugh was the first one to hit the portal, appearing in 61 games for the Huskers this year.
I think Caden Brumbaugh joins basically half of the entire college baseball players pool. In hitting the transfer portal. It's like the wild, wild west, man. I was watching some coaches on Twitter the other day when they were talking about opening up the transfer portal, and they like basically talking about just we're putting the entire school in the transfer portal and hoping that we get the opportunity to pick up some kids along the way. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see a lot more of the fluctuation on rosters, I think, as we move forward here. Portal's open, and it'll be very interesting to see how the makeup and shakeup gets set for the next round of college baseball. We haven't even got to the College World Series, and here we are in Super Regional. I don't understand the portal not being opened up after the championship of that particular sport. Why are we sitting here in Super Regional competition and having to have conversations about these kids? Well, yeah, this will be his last at bat for this school because he's announced intentions to hit the portal after this year. I mean, can we not focus on winning a championship before we focus about what's next for me?
Yeah, you've got 16 teams that are in the Super Regional still.
Exactly.
This weekend. So, the College World Series coming up. So, I'm with you. I think the transfer portal ought to be opened up after the
after your
championship
title.
games. Oh, we talked about it during the football season, too.
And basketball.
People were going through getting ready for bowl games for football, and all of a sudden, half of the team is not there.
Mm-hmm.
Same way for the NCAA basketball tournament. You had teams that had played a game already, maybe a game or two in the NCAA tournament, and then 3 or 4 starters decide they're going to enter the transfer portal and can't play any longer. I don't think that's right either.
Right.
Of course, you and I, we solve all the problems on this show, but who listens to us? No, we can't get anybody to listen. Well, some people do, but nobody in the higher up.
You need to share, spread the word to the higher ups. Have a listen to this. We solved the problem. These 2 schmucks down in Hastings.
We can get it figured out.
They got it figured out, man.
All right, 402-834-1330 is our telephone number. If you'd like to chime in with us, love to talk to you here today. Or you can leave us a message on our social media sites. Lots of people already in the lobby. So what's on your mind here today as we join you at the breakfast table, so to speak? 7:16, you're listening to Mike and Tyson. This is Huddle Up on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
Data is in from the Nebraska State Patrol, part of their Make It Click campaign. The Nebraska State Patrol focused on road safety and enforcement during the period of May 12th through June 1st. Overall, 80 drivers were arrested for driving under the influence of alcohol. 122 citations were issued for seatbelt and child safety restraint. And over 1,800 speeding citations were issued, including 59 for driving over 100 miles per hour. The Make It Click campaign aims to improve driver safety and reduce traffic violations. Meanwhile, over in the Metro, Omaha Mayor John Ewing Jr. has unveiled his transition plans ahead of taking office next Monday. In a press conference yesterday, Ewing introduced his incoming mayoral cabinet and outlined his vision for the city's economic development, with an emphasis and focus on inclusion and expanding the urban core plan to North and South Omaha. Ewing also highlighted the creation of job opportunities through initiatives like a new business park. Ewing's approach includes retaining key staff from outgoing Mayor Gene Stothart's administration, such as Police Chief Todd Schmaderer and Fire Chief Kathy Bossman, to ensure continuity in city operations. The annual Shrine Bowl Parade is taking place on Saturday in Kearney, with multiple street closures beginning at 8 a.m. Residents and visitors should plan for traffic disruptions and consider alternate routes during the event. And a new smoke advisory has been issued for central Nebraska due to Canadian wildfire smoke that is drifting into the region. The air quality index may reach unhealthy for sensitive groups level. Advisory period is from 6 a.m. today to noon Friday for the entire Tri-City region. Health impacts could include people with heart or lung conditions, older adults, and children. Officials urge caution and proactive steps to protect health during this period of poor air quality. It's coming up on 7:20. Let's head over to the East Side Studios. Mike, what's going down in sports?
Well, the Super Regionals of the NCAA baseball tournament will get underway tomorrow. Miami will play at Louisville Florida State is at Oregon State. Arizona is at North Carolina. And Coastal Carolina is at Auburn. On Saturday, Texas El Paso is at UCLA. Murray State is at Duke. West Virginia is at LSU. And Tennessee is at Arkansas. The winners of the best-of-3 series will advance to the College World Series in Omaha beginning on June 13th. Texas beat Texas Tech 2-1 last night in the NCAA College World Series Softball Championship Series. Game number 2 is coming up tonight at 7 on ESPN. Nebraska outfielder Caden Brumbaugh has entered the NCAA transfer portal. Brumbaugh appeared in 61 games this year and posted a .309 batting average with 18 doubles, a triple, 33 RBIs, and 51 runs scored. He's a career .309 hitter. In addition to Brumbaugh, outfielder Cale Frost has also hit the transfer portal. He transferred to Nebraska from South Dakota State, where he earned Summit League Player of the Year honors in 2024. The 2025 Hastings College football schedule has been announced. The Broncos will open the season on August 30th at Doane. It'll be the only night game of the season with a kickoff at 6. The Broncos will play other road games at Briar Cliff, Northwestern, Mount Marty, and Dakota Wesleyan. Hastings will play home games against Midland, Waldorf, Morningside, Concordia, and Dort. Nebraska Kearney head men's basketball coach Marty Levinson has announced the addition of 3 players to the roster for the 2025-2026 season. Madison Peaster of McCook Community College and Wade Williams of Central Baptist College will be joining the Lopers. Peaster has 2 years of eligibility remaining, while Williams has 1. The Lopers have also signed high school senior Zeke Brown of Kansas City. UNK was 12-16 last year. They were 10-9 in the MIAA and must replace 3 seniors off of last year's squad. Legion baseball last night. Parker Hodgen hit a walk-off RBI double in the 9th inning as Hastings 5 Points Bank beat North Platte GP Health 6-5 last night at Duncan Field. Landon Hendricks pitched 2 2/3 innings of scoreless relief to pick up the win. Hodgen had 2 hits and 2 RBIs for the Chiefs. Hastings is now 5-1 in the season. They'll begin play today in a Kansas City tournament. Meanwhile, Hastings Johnson Imperial Holmes beat North Platte Post 163 2-1 last night. Lucas Nolette was the winning pitcher. Trendon Deggett got the save. He struck out 2 in the 7th inning with a tying run at third base. Clayton Arnold had 2 hits. JIH is now 5-1 in the season. They'll play Papillion La Vista on Friday in the Hastings tournament. Kearney Misco Sports beat Columbus Cornerstone 4-3 last night. Griffin Novacek had 4 hits and 2 RBIs for Kearney. Kearney is now 7-1 on the season. That's a check on your sports headlines. It is 7:23 on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
Our stretch of cool weather continues on this Thursday with highs only into the mid-60s. We'll have a chance of showers and thunderstorms this afternoon and tonight. Other than that, 56 the overnight low tonight. Then on Friday, we warm back into the low 70s. We maintain at least an outside chance for a shower during the day Friday and then a thunderstorm Friday night. On the weekend, we'll have low 80s on Saturday, and then the sunshine returns Sunday with the high of 79.
Right now, as you wake up, get going, just a slight breeze. We've got east winds at about 4 miles per hour. Cloudy skies, it is 57 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
June is busting out in live music at Mulata Vista Winery. This is Mick, and there is nothing like a summer's evening out on our patio, especially when it's filled with great music, award-winning wines, and mouth-watering foods. Saturday on June 7th, you can come enjoy country music sounds of Grant Pickroll. Grant is from Fullerton. Then on the 21st, it's classic rock and country from Evan Rosentrader. Make your reservations now on our website at MulataVistaWinery.com. Come see us, Mulata Vista Winery, St. Paul, Nebraska. Learn more on Facebook or on our website.
Connet Auto Care is the trusted name in automotive repair and maintenance services in Hastings. We're a gold-certified Napa Auto Care Center. Our ASE-certified technicians have the Blue Seal of Excellence, receive continuous training, and are committed to providing the best service your vehicle can get. Whether it's preventative maintenance, major repairs, or just an oil change, Connet Auto Care is here for you.
Raceway brings the action every Friday night with high-speed thrills and dirt-flying excitement for the whole family. From A-class and non-wing warriors to junior sprints, junior cage karts, and flat karts, there's something for every race fan to cheer for. Grandstands open at 7. Ages 13 and up are just $10, and kids 12 and under get in free. Want to be part of the action? Pit passes are just $20, with gates opening at 5:30. And mark your calendars. June 27th and 28th, the now 600 National Series comes to town, featuring drivers from all over the nation and some of the best racing you'll see all season. Cam Raceway, where the dirt flies and legends are made.
Accessible and affordable holistic care is just around the corner at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center. Located at 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings. At Bamboo Spa, we offer a range of therapies to help you unwind and recharge. Experience soothing massages, rejuvenating head spa scalp treatments, and our Advanced Glow 2 facials. Discover the healing power of ozone therapy and frequency healing. Become a member for exclusive 24-hour access to our therapeutic amenities, including the infrared sauna, hydro massage, and cryo lounge. Members enjoy 20% off all services and 10% off products in our non-toxic retail shop. Visit our Facebook page to learn more and book your appointment today. Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, truly holistic care, designed for you.
Get ready for the ultimate trivia experience with Extreme Sports Trivia. Play from anywhere at home, on the go, or at your favorite bar or restaurant. Compete live against players from all over in real time, answering questions across categories like sports, pop culture, Marvel, and more. Want to see how you stack up? Track your progress with live leaderboards and aim for the top spot. It's free, fun, and super easy to play. So what are you waiting for? Sign up today at extremesports.com trivia and start playing now. And keep an eye out. We're coming soon to a bar or restaurant near you.
Extreme Sports has been bringing you the exclusive home of Hastings College Athletics, and we're just getting started. Thanks to our incredible sponsors and your support, Extreme Sports 2 has been a huge success, and now we're excited to announce the launch of Extreme Sports 3. With Extreme Sports 3, you'll get even more local sports coverage. Plus, 24/7 access to Sports by Line, where you'll hear the best in national sports talk. Whether it's Hastings College, high school action, or the latest from around the sports world, we've got it covered across all 3 streams. And don't forget, when we're not broadcasting games, join us weekday mornings from 7 to 8 a.m. for Huddle Up with Mike Will and Tyson Havronik. It's the perfect way to start your day with sports, news, weather, and great local interviews. So tune in, check out all 3 streams, and stay with us for even more sports coverage coming soon. Thank you to our sponsors for making it all possible, and to you, our listeners, for keeping Extreme Sports strong.
All right, Mike Will, Tyson Havronik with you. You're listening to Huddle Up on Extreme Sports. for this Thursday. So, again, thanks for joining us, whether you're listening to us on our website at x-streamsports.com, maybe on your smartphone with your free mobile app, your smart speaker, Roku TV, Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitch. Thanks for joining us as we get you up and get you out the door here this morning for this Thursday.
NHL playoff last night. Did you catch the action on the ice?
I had baseball.
You were doing baseball duties. You missed the action on the ice. Leon Draisaitl, an overtime winner for the Edmonton Oilers as they spoil the fun for Florida on Game 1. Game 2 set for Friday night, 7 o'clock puck drop.
NBA.
Edmonton with the 1-0 advantage.
NBA Championship Series gets underway tonight. Indiana plays at Oklahoma City. Tip-off will be at 7:30 on ABC.
I'll have Busters tonight. We'll miss the NBA.
Sudbusters and the Nebraska Prospects tonight out at Duncan Field. Watched them in practice yesterday.
Saw them hanging out at the ballpark yesterday.
Yeah, just kind of an all-afternoon affair.
Yeah. Took in some good Legion ball last night from North Platte. Really
Great.
cool that they turn around and get done with practice. And what do baseball players do when they're not playing baseball? Watching baseball.
Yeah, they hung out. Most of them were in attendance last night for the seniors game. We mentioned it during sports, a couple of exciting games. Parker Hodgin had a walk-off double in the 9th inning. Hastings 5 Points Bank beating North Platte GP Health last night by a score of 6-5. So Hastings now 5-1. They're on their way right now to Kansas City.
They played bright and early this morning.
Yeah, they left it. That's why we played the seniors game first last night, to give the guys a little extra time. And then what they do, they go into extra innings. So it kind of backfired on the organizers.
Well,
it went into extra innings, but I guess
would have been worse.
It would have been worse if we were playing the second game
and going to extras.
Yeah. Anyway, Hastings 5-1 of the season. They're going to be playing anywhere from 5 to 7 games here in the next couple of days. Wow. They're going to be spending the rest of the week on into the weekend in Kansas City playing against some good competition. So we'll see how good the Chiefs really are. I guess this weekend 5-1, they'll take their record to KC. They'll play. I think their first game is at 12:20. If they stay on time, actually the tournament gets underway at 8 this morning. So there's a bunch of teams down there for this tournament. Hastings will play at about 12:20 this afternoon. I think they got another game later on in the day, depending on if they win or lose. And it's one of those complicated tournaments, but they're going to play a whole bunch of games in the next few days. Hastings Johnson Imperial Homes, they also won last night 2-1. North Platte had the tying run at third base with nobody out. And Trendon Deggett came in, and he struck out 2 batters in the 7th inning, top of the 7th inning. They got a fly out, I think it was the other out, and they were able to hang on for a 2-1 win. So they're also 5-1 of the season. They're going to be playing in the Hastings tournament this weekend. They'll host a tournament this weekend out of Duncan. They'll take on Papillion La Vista on Friday, the first round of that tournament.
There you go. You're probably thinking from the broadcast booth, oh no, here we go again. You put the tying run at third base, and you're immediately thinking, are we going to get 2 extra inning ball games? Am I going to get bonus baseball for both of these babies at Duncan? Good job coming out of the pen and slamming the door shut.
Kearney Misco Sports, I think I failed to mention this. They beat Columbus Cornerstone last night by a score of 4-3. Griffin Novosek, 4 hits, 2 RBIs for Kearney. So Kearney now 7-1 in the season. They're going to be in town to take on Hastings next week. That'll be next Tuesday. That'll be our next broadcast on Extreme Sports out at Duncan Field. So that's what's going on in Legion baseball. Today, the 5th day of June for 2025. Anything special? We had National Cheese Day yesterday.
Let's put her on in the calendar, see what we get here.
There's got to be something that we can celebrate. Dun, dun, dun.
Special
special events. We should plan this. Should plan this every day for 7:30.
Probably should have put this baby when we were in our commercial break, but
yeah,
on
our show card, 7:30. Special dates to remember.
And loading. Here we go. June 5th special days today. We have World Environment Day today, a significant global event aimed at raising awareness and encouraging action for the protection of the environment. So there's that. It is Apple II Day today for all you Apple nerds, celebrating the release of the Apple II computer, one of the most highly successful personal computers that was introduced back in June 5th of 1977. We had an Apple II. Had Oregon Trail on it. It's the greatest thing ever. Festival of Popular Delusions Day. A day to reflect on and question widely held beliefs and superstitions. I'm extremely superstitious when it comes especially to baseball and broadcasting baseball. Like, a guy's got a 0 in the hit column, we don't talk about the no-hitter. Don't do it.
Like, when do you finally bring it up?
When it happens.
When the game is over?
When it happens.
And Joe Schmuck just threw a no-hitter?
You don't want to jinx it. You don't want to give it the radio jinx. Guys need to get triple for the cycle. Don't say the word cycle until he gets the cycle. You can say, due for a very special event if he can find his way to third base, but you don't bring up cycle.
So, if you recap the run scores, like in the 7th inning, you say such and such a team, 5 runs, 5 hits, no errors. The other team, no runs, and what do you say? No hits?
You say, and still real good number in that hit column.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
You are superstitious.
Extremely. Yeah, I do not make mention of the historic stuff, right? The stuff for the notebook. Can't bring that up into play. Today's National Moonshine Day today. If you want,
like the moonshine to drink.
Yeah. Get in on the homemade spirit action.
I got a guy who makes some pretty good moonshine.
Send it my way.
Well, he sent us a bottle when we went to down to the race in Kansas City. In fact, I think he sent us 2 bottles. It was real good. It was real good. It didn't get passed around a lot because I think Amber kept that pretty well under control. Yeah, Amber took it under control, and we didn't see the bottle again. I think I saw it once. So, yeah.
National Moonshine Day. Hot Air Balloon Day today, honoring the invention of the hot air balloon. National Gingerbread Day today.
Oh, how wonderful.
Sweet day to enjoy gingerbread cookies and treats.
That's why we don't normally do holidays. You know, on a busy day, we don't have a chance to get to the national holidays.
Mm-hmm.
And on the slow sports and news days, we have time to sneak it in.
They're not very good national holidays.
It's not very exciting. No. It's not like yesterday when we had National Cheese Day, and we could talk about our favorite cheeses. What the hell are we going to talk about today out of that? You just...
I got nothing for you.
Yeah, you just took up about 4 minutes of my life there.
Apple II.
That's all we're going to talk about.
What was your first computer?
Oh, man, I don't know.
You just think back to
my personal computer was my first personal computer?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't remember it.
I don't think I was an Apple guy. No, I don't know what I had, my first computer. The IT guy would probably know because he always works on them all the time. I stumbled across this for our racing gurus. Okay. When you go to a race, you always have to go through the trailers, right? You got to buy a new T-shirt, sweatshirt, coffee mugs, koozies, caps. You got to go out and buy. That's just part of the tradition. Okay. You go out and buy all this stuff. Well, we've already come up with sales for the current racing season. And who is leading the statistics as far as selling the most merchandise and racing trailers across the NASCAR venue? Guess who's on?
Leader?
Yeah, who's the leader? Who sells the most?
Probably Ross Chastain if he drives the Busch Light car.
No, but he's in the top 5.
Yes.
Care to guess one more time? We'll give you 3 strikes and you're out.
Let's go Joey Logano because he was the champion last year.
It's not Joey Logano.
Is it Denny Hamlin? Because he's the last remaining NASCAR driver I know.
It's not Denny Hamlin. The guy who's on top of the list of selling the most stuff, Kyle Larson.
That's going to be my 4th guess.
Kyle Larson is first. Chase Elliott is second.
Sure.
Kyle Busch is third.
Why?
Ross Chastain is fourth.
Power of Busch Light, baby.
Ryan Blaney is fifth. Then rounding out this poll, or these statistics, Joey Logano is sixth. And then a guy who's not even racing anymore, Dale Earnhardt Jr. is seventh. Justin Allgaier.
Sounds more like a golfer.
He is eighth. And another guy that's not racing anymore, who is deceased, is still on the
Dale Earnhardt.
list. Dale Earnhardt Sr.
Yep.
Then it's William Byron, Daniel Suarez, Christopher Bell, Denny Hamlin, and Tyler Reddick. God, I don't know how Suarez is ahead of Denny Hamlin. Nobody likes Denny for some reason.
It's the guy that everybody loves to hate.
I
embraces it.
I didn't used to like him, and then we're kind of as close to Denny Hamlin as anybody around here because of my daughter and my grandson, and a lot of people know about that relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So I've kind of become a Denny fan, and now I listen to his podcast every week. Actions Detrimental.
Mm-hmm.
That takes up an hour and a half of my week. Listening to Denny, and now I'm kind of a Denny Hamlin fan. I can't believe that Daniel Suarez and Christopher Bell and Justin Allgaier sell more merchandise than Denny.
I saw you with your Denny Against the World shirts.
Yeah, my daughter has
you
that.
and your clan and your Denny Against the World slogans over there. So
I've got a lot of Denny Hamlin merchandise.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, the one's hanging in on my doorknob behind me.
You got to get some more if you want to pump him up over, was it Ranger Suarez?
I can't. Ranger Suarez.
Luis Suarez?
Daniel Suarez.
Daniel Suarez. Oh, Luis Suarez is a soccer player for Uruguay.
Oh, jeez.
There we go.
So anyway, I thought that was kind of interesting. I stumbled across that yesterday. That's what happens on a slow sports day.
We get NASCAR merchandise sales.
Yeah. So, 7:42, you're waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning. Huddle up. If you'd like to chime in with something, give us a call. 402-834-1330 is our telephone number. 402-834-1330. Leave us a message on the social media sites here today.
Got the Battle of the Badges blood drive. It's happening today over at the City Auditorium. An opportunity. Walk-ins certainly welcome. You can go out and give blood. You sign up for either Team Fire or Team Police, and they have their little interagency competition, not only with themselves, between the fire department and police department, but also with the rest of the Tri-Cities. Grand Island in on the act today over at their Red Cross location. Kearney also taking part in the Battle of the Badges. So the Tri-Cities first responders out doing the most good today and out saving lives, one donation at a time. So good opportunity today.
One of the fire guys, didn't they beat the police department last year?
Fire department, Hastings Fire and Rescue is the reigning defending champions, not only in the city but across the Tri-Cities. So they hold the hardware.
So give the gift of life.
Yeah.
Give blood today. Hastings City Auditorium going on now?
Going on starting at 8.
All right, so they're in preparation.
Mm-hmm.
So you can just walk on in, give blood today at the Hastings City Auditorium.
Walk-ins welcome, but you can always get all your donation information and time booked specifically tailored for you on the Red Cross donor app that they have. A lot of people use the apps nowadays to give blood. I never thought we would be talking on this show. You would have asked me when we were doing this thing 10 years ago. Are we ever going to be talking about giving blood on your phone? Yep, you can do that too here in 2025. Just make your donation. So
your phone controls everything.
We were talking about this yesterday. Not me and you, but having some garage beers with the parents, and we were talking about, like, you go to a ballpark, and how many people do you see that first, when you walk through the gates, your tickets are on your phone. Most ballparks are paperless and card only, and how many people have their card right on their phone that they just pull up to the little scanner and beep, make the little transaction, and then there you go. You get your ball, you get your dogs, get your beers, you get your tires and sodas.
Yeah, they had that in Kansas City this year too.
Yeah.
Everything was wireless or paperless.
Mm-hmm.
Had to have my ticket on my phone. That scared me. Because you get to the entrance and you check in, and all of a sudden your phone is malfunctioning.
Can't get the tickets pulled up.
Yeah, in your wallet. Or what happens if you forgot to charge your phone the night before and your battery goes dead?
You can't
a lot of
go
things
to a
can
show
happen
because your phone died. I'd be so pissed.
And I don't do that even when I go to the airport and fly.
Mm-hmm.
My family and my kids, they always put their boarding passes and stuff on their phone.
Sure.
That scares me. I like to have a piece of paper,
the physical copy,
and go through and hand it to the lady.
Isn't I think the fun trades is when you're trying to get the tickets to somebody else.
Oh yeah,
that's into their wallet.
That's a nightmare. That's a nightmare. You got to transfer. Yeah, IT guy did it. He just transferred the tickets, but then I had my grandson's ticket because I ordered the tickets, so they were all in my book. I couldn't transfer his ticket to his mom and dad.
Because?
I don't know why. I couldn't transfer a youth ticket to someone else. They wouldn't let me do it. So he had to walk in with me. He'd probably prefer to walk in with me.
Right.
So, yeah, he walked in with me, and we got it handled. God, I didn't know we were talking about that today either. That didn't come up on my show list of things to do today.
That's the beauty. That's the beauty of live shows.
That's the beauty. Yeah, between you and me, we'll talk about anything. 402-834-1330. What's on your mind today? We got time to talk to you. Give us a call. Leave us a message on the social media sites. Nobody wants to chat with us today. It's just fine. It's that time of the year. Here it is, a Thursday, getting ready for a big weekend of college baseball. Not a whole lot else going on. We had the Legion stuff from last night. We got the Shrine Bowl football game coming up on the Saturday over in Kearney. But it's that time of the year that people get out and just enjoy themselves and not worry about a whole lot of sports activity. NBA winding down, NHL winding down. Major League Baseball still has 100 games to go before we start worrying about their playoff run. And then it'll be buried in college football news, so nobody will even know who's going to be playing in the Major League Baseball playoffs.
I got a fun nugget here we can dive into. CBS Sports has ranked the top quarterback coaching duos. So the quarterback and the coach, which ones gel the best together?
Is this college or pro?
This is pro. Do you want to take a stab at the top three, and it will surprise you?
Well, if it's going to surprise me, I'm not going to say Brady and Belichick.
Active quarterback coaching duos. Active.
Oh, active. They have to be active.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. How about, how about Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes?
Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes is not listed on the top 10.
Well, if it surprises me.
It's not on the top 13.
Wow.
Yeah.
How about, God, who would it be? Coaching quarterback duos. Give me a hint.
They were together in Seattle.
Pete Carroll?
And Geno Smith.
Are you kidding me? That's number one?
Raiders.
That's number one on the list?
As ranked by CBS Sports, very possible, if not probable, that these two ex-Seahawks are past their prime, but given the history between the two and the potential of what that could bring for Vegas, they rank them as number one.
God. Who made those rankings?
CBS Sports.
Pete Carroll?
Number 2 on the list. Dak Prescott and head coach Brian Schottenheimer for the Dallas Cowboys.
Are these potential type things or what? They have no history.
The 13 new quarterback coaching duos. Yes.
Schottenheimer and
the most potential appeal for these quarterback coaching duos.
All right, so they're looking for, okay.
Yeah.
So that's Andy Reid and Mahomes probably
would
fit
not
in.
qualify
No, would not
because
qualify.
they already have the history together.
Okay, so I kind of misunderstood the question.
Yep.
So these
That
are the
makes more
new duos.
Mm-hmm.
So Pete Carroll and Schottenheimer, those are the top two. Who
Carroll,
else is on?
Schottenheimer,
Yep. Who
and Kevin O'Connell over in Minnesota as he pairs with new quarterback J.J. McCarthy.
God. You're already taking notes for your fantasy team.
I am.
You're already taking notes.
That was what that entire segment was based for. If you're looking to see what are potential dark horse quarterbacks that you might be able to sneak into the fantasy football draft. Because quarterbacks are hard. Because if you don't get Josh Allen, or if you don't get Pat Mahomes, and even Pat Mahomes, like he had a stinker of a fantasy football season for me this year.
Yeah, I had him in a league or two. He wasn't great. I had him the first year, and he was real good.
And he had Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, he's fallen off now. So I'm probably not going to walk in and say I'm going to drop Mahomes.
And I think like if you don't get a top 2 quarterback, if you can't get the 2 best quarterbacks available,
they're all in one basket.
You can wait and maybe like a 4th round, 5th round. Make sure you draft your running back stable, get a good barn of backs and receivers.
God, where are we talking about fantasy football? It must be a slow day.
Can't wait.
Here it is, June. It is June the 5th, and we're talking about fantasy football.
This is when you got to start putting your draft board together.
God.
It's got to be dedicated.
You know what we got to do? Have a league and draft in June.
That gives me anxiety. I got to watch preseason games before.
No, we could just draft in June. Draft a fantasy league in June.
Way too early fantasy football mock draft.
Ooh, that's a good idea. The way too early fantasy league. That'd be terrific. We could draft a team in the month of June. Maybe the commissioner will be listening to this show and he'll say, "Hey, that's a good idea." Because it always gets busy there at the end of August, first part of September.
Right.
Finding time for everybody to draft. We'll just do it in June.
You guys, Mr. Commissioner, I have bone to pick, by the way, on his draft day selections. And I think he does this intentionally. He continues to pick games or pick draft days that I have games in. He's like, oh, let's do this Tuesday. And I'm like, cool, I've got volleyball. And he's like, yep, well, you'll have to draft from your phone. He's tired of me winning, so he always puts the draft day on days that I have to work.
Well, that'd be great. We'll just do it in June.
I like it. Way too early fantasy football.
We could draft our team on June 5th. Yeah, don't worry about it. All right, maybe another great idea that we've come up with. Blowing through this Thursday morning with not a whole lot of things to talk about today, but we've certainly filled the hour. 7:54, let's get a quick update on news.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
Starting with data from the Nebraska State Patrol, they held their Make It Click campaign from May 12th through June 1st. Some key results include 80 drivers arrested for driving under the influence of alcohol, 122 citations issued for seatbelts, and over 1,800 speeding citations, including 59 for driving over 100 miles per hour. The campaign aimed to improve driver safety and reduce traffic violations. Out in the metro, Omaha Mayor-elect John Ewing Jr. has unveiled his transition plans ahead of taking office next Monday. In a press conference held yesterday, Ewing introduced his incoming mayoral cabinet and outlined his vision for the city's economic development plan. He emphasized a focus on inclusion and expanding the urban core plan to North and South Omaha. Ewing also highlighted the creation of job opportunities through initiatives like a new business park. Ewing's approach includes retaining staff from outgoing Mayor Gene Stoddart's administration, including Police Chief Todd Schmaderer and Fire Chief Kathy Bossman, to ensure continuity in city operations. The annual Shrine Bowl Parade will take place on Saturday in Kearney with multiple street closures beginning at 8 a.m. Residents and visitors should plan for traffic disruptions and consider alternate routes during the event. And a new smoke advisory has been issued for central Nebraska due to the Canadian wildfire smoke drifting into the region. The air quality index could potentially reach the unhealthy for sensitive groups category. The advisory period runs from 6 a.m. this morning until noon Friday for the entire Tri-City region. Health impacts could include, for the elevated risk category, people with heart or lung conditions, older adults, and children. Officials urge caution and proactive steps to protect health during this period of poor air quality. Just did a quick weather forecast, by the way, when we had our last weather break. Went out to check. No smoke so far in the region. Pretty nice day out today. So with that, 4 minutes until 8 o'clock. Let's head back over to the East Side Studios. Mike, what's going down in sports?
Well, Texas beat Texas Tech 2-1 last night at the NCAA College World Series Softball Championship Series. Game 2 is coming up tonight at 7 on ESPN. Nebraska outfielder Caden Brumbaugh has entered the NCAA transfer portal. Brumbaugh appeared in 61 games this year and posted a .309 batting average with 18 doubles, a triple, 33 RBIs, and 51 runs scored. He's a career .309 hitter. In addition to Brumbaugh, outfielder Cale Frost has also hit the transfer portal. Frost transferred to Nebraska from South Dakota State, where he earned Summit League Player of the Year honors in 2024. The 2025 Hastings College football schedule has been announced. The Broncos will open the season on August 30th at Doane. It'll be the only night game of the season with a kickoff at 6 o'clock. The Broncos will play other road games at Briar Cliff, Northwestern, Mount Marty, and Dakota Wesleyan. Hastings will play home games against Midland, Waldorf, Morningside, Concordia, and Dort. Parker Hodgen hit a walk-off RBI double in the ninth inning as Hastings 5 Points Bank beat North Platte GP Health 6-5 last night out at Duncan Field. Landon Hendricks pitched 2 2/3 innings of scoreless relief to pick up the win. Hodgen had 2 hits and 2 RBIs for the Chiefs. Hastings is now 5-1 in the season. They'll begin play today in the Kansas City tournament. Hastings Johnson Imperial Holmes beat North Platte Post 163 2-1. Lucas Nolette was the winning pitcher. Trendon Deggett got the save. He struck out 2 in the 7th inning with a tying run at third base. Clayton Arnold had 2 hits. JIH now 5-1 in the season. They'll play at Papillion La Vista on Friday in the first round of the Hastings tournament. Kearney Misco Sports, they beat Columbus Cornerstone last night 4-3. Griffin Novosek had 4 hits, 2 RBIs for Kearney. Kearney is now 7-1. That's a check in your sports headlines at 7:59 on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
Our stretch of cool weather continues on this Thursday with highs only into the mid-60s. We'll have a chance of showers and thunderstorms this afternoon and tonight. Other than that, 56 the overnight low tonight. Then on Friday, we warm back into the low 70s. We maintain at least an outside chance for a shower during the day Friday and then a thunderstorm Friday night. On the weekend, we'll have low 80s on Saturday, and then the sunshine returns Sunday with the high of 79.
East winds at 4. We've got cloudy skies. It is 57 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
Accessible and affordable holistic care is just around the corner at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center. Located at 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings. At Bamboo Spa, we offer a range of therapies to help you unwind and recharge. Experience soothing massages, rejuvenating head spa scalp treatments, and our Advanced Glow 2 facials. Discover the healing power of ozone therapy and frequency healing. Become a member for exclusive 24-hour access to our therapeutic amenities, including the infrared sauna, hydro massage, and cryo lounge. Members enjoy 20% off all services and 10% off products in our non-toxic retail shop. Visit our Facebook page to learn more and book your appointment today. Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, truly holistic care, designed for you.
I'm John Butler, funeral director and owner at Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Hastings.
And I'm Nikki Butler, the advanced funeral planning specialist. Whether you choose a traditional service, cremation, or a unique memorial service, our experienced staff is here to help guide you through every step. Visit us at lbvfh.com to learn more about our services and how we can support you.
Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center. We are here when your need is greatest.
Hamilton has been providing IT solutions for businesses across the state of Nebraska for more than 3 decades. We know that Nebraska businesses are a driving force of support for the communities in which we live and work. We keep them connected and protected by delivering cybersecurity, hosted phones, and managed IT. We are grateful to be part of our Nebraska communities and to support their technology needs.
More information at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Get ready for the ultimate trivia experience with Extreme Sports Trivia. Play from anywhere at home, on the go, or at your favorite bar or restaurant. Compete live against players from all over in real time, answering questions across categories like sports, pop culture, Marvel, and more. Want to see how you stack up? Track your progress with live leaderboards and aim for the top spot. It's free, fun, and super easy to play. So what are you waiting for? Sign up today at extremesports.com trivia and start playing now. And keep an eye out. We're coming soon to a bar or restaurant near you.
You're listening to Huddle Up on Extreme Sports for this Thursday. Just by 8 o'clock here. Again, the Hastings Sodbusters. They've got Duncan Field tonight. They'll take on the Nebraska Prospects. 6:35 game time. Tyson will be hanging out on the microphone tonight to
That's right.
help provide you some entertainment tonight.
Should be another fun one. Prospects coming in. It's always a challenge when they come to town. But looking forward to seeing how this 7-0 team stacks up against some of the best prospects heading into play college ball next year. So a lot of fun. Kids are going to have a great time. Bring them on out to the ballpark.
Did you check the stats?
I have. That's my duty for today. I'll go in and dive in. Might even watch a little film. I take this beer batter commitment really seriously. It's one of the highest honors that I have in that Sodbusters organization is the selection of the beer batter. So we'll dive into the stats today, and we'll come to come to a selection when I see their lineup submitted. So,
yes, find out somebody who strikes out a lot.
You gonna head to the game tonight? Get a beer or two?
I might. I have the night off.
3 or 4?
Well, it depends on if you get me a beer batter.
Gotta land the beer batter.
Can't find one to strike out like 3 times.
Might pick you for baseball trivia too. Pick your brain.
I'm not very good at that.
It's okay. The rest of the crowd is, and they shout the answers at you.
Do they?
Yep.
They help me out.
Might find you in the crowd. Wanted to leave on this note. Veteran quarterback Derek Carr, who retired after the end of last season, had the opportunity to stick out his contract. Saints wanted him to play for another year. He said he turned down that offer instead of having shoulder surgery and basically just sitting on the bench for the entire season, which would have happened had he had his shoulder surgery. He could have got paid $30 million. He turned down because he didn't want to take the Saints' money. That's the kind of quarterback Derek Carr is, kind of guy.
Really?
He is. Rather than having the surgery, sitting on the bench and playing out his contract in full, he elected to retire 1 year before it was up so that the Saints could save $30 million.
He's probably made enough over his career that he doesn't need another $30 million.
I mean, at what point does anybody say, nah, $30 million, I don't need that? I want to have that life where you say,
I don't need it.
30 mil.
I've already made $300 million in my career, or whatever he's made.
I was just excited to see my bank account had 3 digits in it after payday. Like, that hasn't happened very often after you pay rent and do all the adulting duties.
3 digits, meaning?
Triple digits. Like
in the dollar category?
Yeah.
3 digits could be $1, 1.00. Now, I figure my checking account in cents. 3 digits could be 1.00, which means I have $1. $1.
So if you have $100, you're making 6 figures?
Oh, yeah, 6 figures. No, that's 5 figures. So I have $100, I got 5 figures. Hell, I'd have to have $1,000 in the bank to make 6 figures.
I have never seen 6 figures.
Not even on payday.
What the hell is that?
Not even on payday do we have 6 figures. Anyway, tomorrow we'll have Jim Sliker from the Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network. He will join us at 7:30 to talk ponies. Third leg of the Triple Crown is coming up this weekend.
That's right.
I think I saw, 6 or 7 horses is all they're going to have?
Yep, light field.
Is that right?
A light but competitive field.
Yeah, there's a couple of good horses in there for the third leg of the Triple Crown. We'll talk about that tomorrow, but it's nothing like the Kentucky Derby where we had 20. I'm going to have 6 or 7. Maybe it was 8. I just saw the shortened field yesterday, and it kind of went over my head. But I said, God, nobody's running in this thing. We'll talk to Jim about that tomorrow. He might have some other exciting news to share with us tomorrow. He was on the road this week. Yeah. Called me earlier in the week. Wanted to know if we wanted to go along to Omaha. I was booked up. Couldn't go. So he might have some exciting news to share with us.
I like that.
Jim Sliker. All right. Well, good luck on the
beer batter selection process.
Sidebusters. I know the beer batter selection is going to be a tough one for you this morning.
The prospects are pretty good. Find one that strikes out a lot. It's a real tough duty.
You need to find somebody that's in a slump.
Or about to be. Cause sometimes you could look at the stats all you want, right? And that's part of it. You see a guy that's had 10 strikeouts and his last 3 at-bats, 2 of them have been strikeouts. Well, you would assume that would be a safe selection, right? Or is this guy going to break out of his slump? You got to take that into consideration. Is this guy due, as we say? And if I think he's due, if I got a little feeling in my gut like he's due for a couple of hits, I can't select him as your beer batter. I got to find somebody that's about to be on a slump. I got to check Facebook profiles and see who broke up with who.
I'd find
who lost a crush.
No, I'd find somebody. You're playing on the road tonight. I'd find somebody that's in a slump that will continue the slump on the road. Somebody that hasn't had a base hit in like 10 games. And you make him the bear batter. He's struggling. He's going to be reaching out.
It's going to be
looking for a base hit, chasing.
Going to be pressing a little bit. Yep.
Yeah, I find somebody that's in a slump.
I'll take your advice, and that's what we'll do.
Like a 10-game.
But if this guy goes 3 for 3, I'm going to blame it on you.
Blame it on me.
Yep.
Fans
I
can all
will
blame
deflect
it on
the
me.
blame. Yep.
Oh, God. All right. Well, you got a major mission you got to pull off here this morning. If you'd like to listen to this show again, you can go to our social media sites, download the podcast, and listen to the show at your leisure throughout the day. Thanks for joining us. We'll do it again tomorrow morning at 7 here on Extreme Sports. Have yourself a great day.
You've been listening to Huddle Up on Extreme Sports, Central Nebraska's new